Tension is brewing between Omole Phase 2 estate, a community originally planned and approved by the Lagos State government as a strictly residential area. But that vision is now under threat. Residents say parts of the estate is now being taken over by unscrupulous businessmen who are flouting established laws and converting residential plots into commercial spaces, disrupting the peace and safety of the estate that the estate was built to provide. Even more troubling are allegations that some government officials may be backing these illegal conversions, issuing approvals that directly violate the very guidelines that created the estate in the first place. Today joining us is Mr Moshood Shehu, the chairman of Omole Phase 2 Estate Community Development Association. We also have the first vice chairman of the CDA, Mr Anthony Akpojaroh. Gentlemen, welcome to Jasiri. I wanted to pronounce your name, so make sure I got it.
Mr. Shehu, let's start with you, and that's because you're the chairman of the Omole Phase 2 Estate CDA. In terms of your experience, and I want to lay this out because Nigerians, we can be very difficult people. So in terms of your experience in managing a community development association, take us through that. How has it been? What lessons have you learned about managing people?
Actually, managing a community development association, for me, has been very educating. And I would say it's given me broad spectrum experience. Because you are not only managing men and materials and resources. Yeah. You are looking after the security, welfare, and well-being of your residents. And you have to be like a jack of all trades. You have to know a little of almost everything. Okay, let me give an example. At your general meeting, you have to, even though you are not an accountant, you have to defend accounts and being grilled by chartered accountants or, oh, Mr. Chairman, this item is this and that. And then again, you also have to have a very good relationship with your publics, with government. I mean, anything can happen. Security, you call the neighborhood watch, call the DSS, you call the Rapid Response Squad. There is traffic, you call the LASMA. There is building control, you call LAPCA, you call all sorts. So you have to have the contacts of all the government agencies, and you have to be in good relationship with them. So these are not things you can get to learn in school. So it's been a very good learning experience for me. And stressful, but I would say at the end of the day, very rewarding.
Mr. Akpojaroh, the estate before now was once recognized as and awarded by the Lagos State government. Tell us how this award came to be and how it was achieved.
Okay, thank you for that question. So it was awarded as one of the best estates in Lagos State. And that would be in correct me, Mr. Chairman? 2011. But even at that, recently, we were also designated as, and this was sometime this year, one of the 5 livable estates in the state.
This is something to fight for. Livable.
Yes, it's on record.
Something to fight for.
By livable, what would the characteristics?
So some of the variables you should use actually to measure that would be, first and foremost, is it family friendly? 2, can you bring up children there? 3, what provisions are made for the elderly? What about the young ones? And then, generally speaking, what is, in quotes, the level of serenity if it is regarded as a residential estate? So as a human being, when you get back home, you're asking yourself, am I comfortable? What are the infrastructural provisions, that make the place even livable? So I'll give you some instances. 1, we have street lights in our estates. Most of those we provided. We also have CCTV coverage. And we have security apparatus at different levels for the security of our residents. And so it's a place you really want to go back to after the hustling and bustling of the day.
All right, Mr. Shehu, so let's look at the challenges facing the estates. What are the main challenges and how can you prioritize, or on a scale of 1 to 5, what are the main challenges that the estate is facing?
There are several challenges, but the main challenges facing our estates, I would say, is actually not peculiar to our estates. And that is the challenge of, the main one actually, the challenge of development control. You see, what has made you to be successful is the same thing that is going to put you into trouble. Because our estate, I would say, is probably the best government estate in Lagos State. And if you say Lagos State, you may also be saying, probably, I don't want to talk in superlatives, but probably the whole of the country. So, because you see a government estate where all the streets are covered by CCTV, where all the streets, I'm talking of about 26 streets, have street lights at night, where there is foot patrol, there is bike patrol, there is van patrol, where you have not had any major security breach in the last 10 years, where you have a playground for children, where you have a senior citizen relaxation center. I mean, how many government estates will boast of this? So this has now made us to be the cynosure of developers' eyes. So they now come in, especially the outer Shomide Odujiri avenue of our estate. We now have developers wanting to have commercial property. When the government has designated the estate as strictly residential, that's why it's called Omole Phase 2 residential.
Estate, yes.
And of course, provisions were made for where you have commercial, we have schools, we have other commercial outlets. But you have situation where developers are now putting pressure on the system to convert plots originally designated for
residents. Yes,
to commercial. And I'm sorry to say, people may say, maybe they are just selling things and all that. But that's the cancer that really destroys estates. I don't want to mention names, but there's a very popular one. That is Festac Estate.
You just mentioned
I won't mention others. But we all know. We've seen them like before and then the after scenario. We don't want our estate to go to rot. We don't want it to go through that unfortunate trajectory. We want our estate to remain a residential estate.
But this,
for markets, we have the Ikeja City Mall, we have the one in the Sherry, we are comfortable the way we are.
But this begs a question, because it is a state government designated residential area. So who is giving these developers, I'll use the word, the impetus, the audacity to encroach?
Okay, let me say, you see, there are two ways they do it. There are some that will convert, they will get approval for residential. After they have built, they will now convert to commercial. So our CDA has started the campaign, build and use as approved. But you know, we don't have the power of enforcement. So we try to talk to them, but if they don't budge, then we escalate to the Lagos State Ministry of Physical Planning to come and help us.
That was where I was going, because...
Please, let me come back to the second scenario. Now there is a plan. We learned there's a plan by government to actually redesignate the estate as mixed use.
Mixed use, commercial and residential.
Yes, commercial and residential. And this is actually the insidious one. This is the most serious one. Because you now, in fact, now we have a resident, a particular resident in our estate who has an eatery beside his house.
I was
And there is a rumored plan that an hotel is coming. So you have a family man sandwiched between
Two businesses.
You know, I was wondering because sometimes when these approvals are given long before and everybody has complied, we just have a way of stepping away from the original master plan. And then we'll now start retracing our steps to see if we can correct what we should not have even allowed in the first place. Now that you have this grievance, I just want to know what steps the association has taken to engage the government, to draw their attention to this, the challenges they face. Maybe Mr. Akpojaroh can answer that.
Well, okay. So one of the steps that have been taken is this has been highlighted to the Ministry of Fiscal Planning. A meeting was held where the immediate past chairman to my chairman and himself visited the ministry, and a serious complaint was made. I think one of the directors was in attendance, and he actually listened and understood where we were coming from. My understanding, the outcome of that meeting was that he was going to relay this to the commissioner and get back to us. We are still waiting for that response.
When was this meeting?
My chairman will be able to
I
say.
think that was last year.
Last year?
Yes. Let me also say that we've actually escalated it to the governor. We've written many SOS to the governor that the situation in our estate should be looked into. The estate is a poster child for how an estate should be. And Lagos State government should actually be proud of what they have done in conjunction with residents in that estate. So you don't want it to go the other route. So we've escalated it to the governor. We've written to the Ministry of Fiscal Planning. But I guess the pressure from developers is also there. And maybe they are having the ears of government, we don't know. But when you see hotels, when you see eateries, and when you see shopping malls coming up in a strictly residential estate, then we are really worried.
I just want to ask, because I'm not like a physical planner, but I've been privileged sometimes when you go abroad or you go to some very confined spaces, there in an estate, there usually is a commercial hub in an estate. I don't know if I'm wrong. I just came out of Bonny and I know that in that estate, it's a very secluded estate, it's residential. Is there any provision in the master plan for like a hub where there is commercial activities are concentrated? Like if you go abroad, almost every county you make, there will be a shopping mall in that services the people of the area. Is there a provision like that?
In the original master plan of the estate, there was, but now we don't have that. But over time, we have shops, we have groceries around the estate.
Small supermarkets.
Yes,
Corner shops are there. Yeah.
But you see, our complaint is that if the government want to redesignate, there are ways to it. Under the regional and planning law of the state, you consult, you call the CDA, it's a provision of the law. It's not at your convenience.
Yes.
You have a prerogative to do what you want to do, but you have to consult, and that has not been done.
So as we wrap up now, what are the next steps for the association, given that you have now written SOS to the governor? You had a meeting last year, continue to await the feedback from that meeting, but it appears that people are moving ahead. And before you know it, all it takes is one or two people. And then the whole idea of Omole Phase 2 estate becomes a moot point. So what are the next steps for the association?
The next step is we will continue to appeal to the government to come to our aid. Because we are fearful of what has happened in other estates, and we don't want it to happen in our estate. And we'll continue the advocacy, we'll continue the engagement. We are not confrontational. We just want them to see it in our own light and follow the law. The law states you must consult stakeholder engagement. That has not happened.
Are you going to take legal action? eventually?
That's probably something the Board of Trustees will consider.
And let's not forget how legal action works out. You have a court order. Things happen. Gentlemen, thank you so much. We'll continue to follow up with this. Unfortunately, the story coming out of Omole Phase 2 Estate is one that is now being replicated around several areas of Lagos. And it's something that we as Lagosians should be concerned about, because there have to be areas that are just for us, for families, for people to grow, for serenity. I love that word. How many of you can talk about a serene environment? We'll keep watching to see how this develops.